going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day I saw a post by Modern Warzone, which kind of made me have to sit down and go ahead and put together this video because I think a lot of people in the Call of Duty community are thinking something very similar. And I gotta be real, I feel like we are prioritizing the wrong things. Like, if you genuinely want change within Call of Duty, sadly, this is not the way of obtaining those changes. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget subscribing at that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Arc Raiders, Splitgate 2. You best believe we try to post all the different, FPS variety up over here. And I do try to double upload when hot news and topics come on out. So if you guys are interested in any of this content, subscribing at that bell. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I got to link that channel down in the description of this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now, unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know that Battlefield 6 is going to be officially revealed tomorrow. That is going to be the big day. And, just like always, the Call of Duty community is coming and picking this up. They're turning up about all these new games dropping. They're not going to go ahead and stick around for these games, but during the moment, they will indeed hype them up because it's, of course, the popular thing to do. But I've been seeing a lot of people say the same thing on social media. Of course, it's not just Modern Warzone. A lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of people have been saying this exact quote. But of course, I'm just going to use Modern Warzone's tweet as an example, as you can see right here. Please God, let Battlefield 6 be good, so Call of Duty can finally have some real competition. And of course, the image is of Stan Smith, obviously the recent collaboration they added into Black Ops 6, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And it's funny and all, and I get what they're trying to say here, but I gotta be completely honest with you guys. We can't be looking at Battlefield 6 to be the savior of Call of Duty. It's just not going to happen whatsoever. I know a lot of people want to think that Battlefield 6 will add some competition into the space, and it might add a tad bit of competition, but is it going to affect Call of Duty's bottom line? Not even in the slightest. Is it going to make Call of Duty stop bringing up weird collaborations and strange skins in the store? No, not at all. Battlefield 6 is going to do absolutely nothing to the overall COD franchise. And the sooner the COD community understands this, the sooner we can see a real change within the COD community. Now, don't get me wrong. I myself am pumped for Battlefield 6. But I'm pumped for Battlefield 6 from a Battlefield fan's perspective. I love Battlefield. And I cover Battlefield for specifically what Battlefield is all about. And I want to see this game succeed, but not succeed because it's going to make Call of Duty change. I want to see it succeed because Battlefield as a whole has been in the trenches for ages now. We have genuinely not had a banging Battlefield experience in a very long time. And when we do, it takes almost a whole year to go ahead and get that presented to us. Now, I'm not saying Battlefield 6 is going to launch without bugs and without issues. Obviously, it will, and it needs to be polished. But I think after 2042, we need something to hit here. People who enjoy Battlefield need something fresh within the franchise that's going to bring everybody back and give us something that can hold us over for another couple to a few years that is actually worth our time. That is why I'm personally excited. But I'm not using Battlefield 6 as a way to see changes within COD. It's just not realistic, ladies and gentlemen. Like, for example, let's go back to some of the most popular Battlefield games, where people in the whole community said they competed with Call of Duty the most. And around those time periods, that's when it was, the most spiciest competition between the two franchises. Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. And the two Call of Duty games that went up against those games were Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, let's go ahead and compare Battlefield 3 to Modern Warfare 3 really quick. Modern Warfare 3 sold approximately 30.71 million copies worldwide. Let's go ahead and see what Battlefield 3 sold. Battlefield 3 sold over 8 million units worldwide. Guys, this is when, the competition between COD versus Battlefield, all the rap songs, all that stuff that people were doing between the two franchises, this is when it was at its peak. And it didn't even come close to outselling Call of Duty, not even in the slightest. Well, what about Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts? Call of Duty Ghosts is probably the most controversial Call of Duty game ever made. And Battlefield 4 is the most popular Battlefield game ever made. Well, Call of Duty Ghosts sold approximately 28.8 million copies worldwide. And Battlefield 4 sold over 7 million copies. Guys, I'm not talking any smack. I think, both franchises were respectively good back in the day. And I know my opinion about Call of Duty Ghosts is unpopular, but I didn't think it was that bad of a COD game, especially when you played more competitively and they had rule sets and you didn't have to deal with a lot of the cheese. The hit reg was fun in that game. I thought the gunplay was nice. It wasn't that shabby in my opinion. There was a lot of other things weighing it down. But again, just in comparison, that's the worst COD game to a lot of the community. Literally, it's either that or I hear Advanced Warfare. Those are the top two, or Modern Warfare 2019, I guess top three. But Ghosts is usually known as the worst. And even that outperformed the best Battlefield game ever made. I'm sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, but Battlefield 6 is going to be cool and all. I hope it turns out to be a great game. I'm really pushing for DICE here on this one. I want them to be successful here. But it's not going to do anything to Black Ops 7. And Black Ops 7 is already being looked at as DLC. You know what I'm saying? Not a full-fledged out game. Treyarch didn't have any time to go ahead and cook it on up. It's being looked at exactly how Modern Warfare 3 2023 was being looked at. And I guarantee it's still going to completely outperform Battlefield 6 and probably outperform the whole market. People can say whatever they want to say. They can preach about how it's going to be dead. I'm telling you right here, right now, it's not. Black Ops 7, whether, and again, I want to see COD change. I do. I want to see COD improve, but I'm just being realistic here. It's going to top charts. Call of Duty is a household name. Everybody picks it up just for the name itself, no matter how much we complain online. So no, this Battlefield game is not going to do anything to Black Ops 7 whatsoever. And again, as I stated in the beginning of this video, the sooner the COD community recognizes this, the sooner we can actually see true change, if true change can even happen with how large this community has become. I feel like Call of Duty has gotten to a point where there's so many different voices, so many different, tiny communities mixed into Call of Duty as a whole, that it's hard for everybody to be on the same page. Everybody wants something different out of this franchise. And that's why Call of Duty is expanding the way that it is, and it's trying to be a, for everybody type of game. That's exactly why we're going down this road. But, as I stated, people have to understand nothing's going to take out COD besides itself. And people have to put some action behind those words. As I stated, Battlefield 6, I guarantee a lot of these people won't even give it any recognition months down the road, besides obviously the hardcore Battlefield community. But a lot of people who talk the talk saying they want change within COD are not going to take those steps to move forward to different games and actually try to enjoy different things and actually talk about and discuss different things. They're probably going to absolutely load their pockets with COD points, buy all the bundles in the store, and allow Activision to make the billions off of microtransactions that they make every single year that, allows them to have the attitude of, why should we care? But seriously, think about it. Why should they care, If people are complaining, but at the same time coughing up thousands. And I always have to throw in his name here. No hate to the man, but seriously, he kind of does it to himself. Nadeshot, he talks the talk, but then he brags about why they should listen to him for, spending thousands in their store. That exact action is why the changes that we are begging for aren't being presented. Better servers, better anti-cheat, all these things that should be prioritized. But why would they prioritize them if they're running such a genius business model? Why cough up more cash if you're going to keep doubling, quadrupling the amount of cash that you're bringing in every single year off of these games? There's no reason to do so. But ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I just wanted to bring up this topic to you all, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. Do you think that Battlefield 6 would be enough to actually compete with Black Ops 7? Or do you agree and you think it's not really going to, do anything? It might have a little bit of competition, but in all reality, personally, they're two completely different communities. Two completely different games. And the people who are going to play Battlefield are not the COD community. People who want to play COD are trying to go to a fast-paced arcade 6v6, arena game where you're getting in combat every 5 seconds. Yeah, Battlefield can present that, but Battlefield has a different formula behind it. I don't know. It could add a little competition to the scene, but it's not going to make COD change anything in my eyes. But of course, that's my opinion, and I would love to see what you guys got to say about it down in the comment section below. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post here daily at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys are interested, go link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.